Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling start to Tune Up Tuesday. What are tune-ups? Tune-ups making those little fine tweaks and changes up to massive overhauls. Anything that you need to do to get yourself moving in life, making changes to adapt, making changes. Yes, it does involve change. I'm sorry. You can make just slight little changes, or you can make big, massive changes. It's up to you, depending on what you need to do in your life and in your business. So today we are off to a late start on this. We have been on the go since 6 o'clock this morning. Woke up at 5, lazed for a little bit, got up around 6, but got the day started and everything else, out for a walk. Zeffie last night got to go to the groomers at around 6 p.m. and they told me you should be done in 2 to 3 hours. And I was like, great. So, now I can go to Michael's and walk around. And I was like, no, I'm in the process of eliminating stuff out of the RV. I'm in the process of organizing the RV. I don't need to bring anything else in. And they're like, office supplies, it's right next door. I can go in the office supply and get. And I was like, nope, I don't need any office supplies right now either. What do I do? I know, I'll go home and have dinner. So I came home, I had dinner, and it just finished up when they called to say that Zeffie was ready. And I looked at the clock and it had been like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. And I was sort of like, wait, what? You're already ready? You said 2 to 3 hours, but nope, they got through her pretty well. She did very well. I'd already warned them about the blower thing, and they actually have kennel blowers. And I said, yeah, she don't like those. I said, the past groomers we've been to, she doesn't like anything blowing on her. She doesn't like the sound of the blower or hair dryers or anything like that. I said, so she'll probably need to be towel dried. I said, that's what the other groomers have found that we've used in the past. She doesn't like having her paws handled. So you might find her tugging a lot when you're trying to do her nails. But apart from that, she should do pretty good on everything else. And they said she was good, that she handled the nail trimming fine. They use the little Dremel thing. She handled that fine, which is unusual because she really doesn't like that noise. And they said, yeah, but we did end up having to towel dry her. She said, she's still a little damp. Do you want to go pay for it now? And I was like, well, I'm right here. I pay here. Totally forgetting I got to go outside into the PetSmart store, pay at the actual register, and then come back. So I said, no, I'll take it with me now. So she comes out. She's looking a little, because she'd been towel dried, she's looking a little fluffy, which is kind of cute. And I also knew too that if she was anywhere near the door that goes out back with the kennels, that she would have heard my voice and be wanting to get out and not understand why I left and came back again. And so the woman opened the door at the back of the grooming area and held the door open and basically bent over right there. Her kennel was right next to the door, and opens the door, and Zeffie comes on out, sees me, boom, that was it. She's dragging this poor woman along behind her as she's trying to get her. And of course, she's on vinyl, and there's all this dog hair everywhere. Somebody had a massive clip on, done a massive clipping on some dog somewhere, because there's all this black and white fur, and it was obviously a mainly white dog with black markings all over the floor. And Zeffie's like plowing through that to get there, and she puts her feet up on the gate, and she's like, trying to get, she looks so good. And while she had her feet up, and that woman put a little bandana on her, and then we brought her out we're trying to get her harness on her. She's trying to get to the door because she's like, I've got a leash on, let's go. Not realizing she had to put her harness on without a leash so the girl could take back their leash. But we finally got it all sorted out and out there. And then when we're checking out, Zeffie just like gets up on her hind paws, puts her front paws on the thing, and like sniff, 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 sniff. And the woman just looks at her behind the register, and I said, you got any treats now? She says, yeah. I said, that's what she's looking for. She's like, oh, well, in that case then, and gives her a couple of treats. And Zeffie like gets down and chomps them all and blah, 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 blah. And then jumps back up and then goes back up again. I says, no, you've already had treats. And the woman just grabs some more and starts giving them to her. And then the woman was telling the checkout guy in front of her that she was going for a bathroom break. And so Zeffie's like wanting to pay attention. I'm busy finishing up the paying thing. And so while I'm doing that, I look out the corner of my eye, and Zeffie is actually standing back from the counter on her hind legs, her front paws like this, as though to say, please give me more. And I'm just like looking at it. I said, the woman said, did you just see that? And then Zeffie starts dropping. I said, did you just see that? And she's like, no. I said, she was actually standing on her hind legs away from the counter with her front paws like this, begging for more. And the woman's like, really? And I said, yeah. She says, well, I really have to go. I said, totally get it. But she did give me my receipt and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, Zeffie had amazed a few, because there's a few people standing there, as Zeffie like literally takes takes the front paws off, gets her balance, takes a couple of steps back, and just stands there on her hind legs with the front paws bent as though waiting. Come on, where's my treat? I was kind of slightly in the doghouse because I had abandoned her and left her alone at the groomers. But we got back here. As soon as we got back here, we went for another walk around the park so she could do her thing, and then came back inside. But as soon as we got back inside, she didn't do her Zooms like she normally does. She just went into the bedroom and got up on the bed and just laid there. Got a couple of pictures of her all prettied up, and one of them's on her is in her group, posted into her group. But yeah, she's kind of sort of ignored me today. But then she did come out later on, as though to say, where are my treats? It's after 8 o'clock. Where's my treats? So she was very insistent on that one. So we got her treats, and she was happy after that. So I was back in her good graces by that point. But anyway, Tune Up Tuesdays, all about making tweaks and changes. We've had a shake-up this morning. I know it's not Shake-Up Saturday, but with just the way everything has flowed and what's happened today, with the way I normally do things. So we've been I kind of feel really good, but at the same time a little out of whack, if that makes sense. The morning's been going very smoothly. I'm plowing through my to-do list, but I still feel like I'm a little out of whack. And then I suddenly went, oh, I haven't done my live. That's why I'm out of whack. So there we are. I left the Tell Your Story question the same as it was yesterday, since we didn't do a lot with it yesterday. What are your favorite places to get away from it all? Mine is just to go. I used to go sit in my bedroom, and when I was a kid, go sit in my bedroom and read. If we had like a playhouse or a fort or something, I'd go hide out in there. I found little places just to go sit and hide and just read. It's basically what I did when I was a kid, read. I love reading. It opens up all different sorts of worlds get open up to you when you get into a book. You could be following along on some great pirate ship adventure, or running through the jungles somewhere away from wild animals and creating your own little home there in the middle of the jungle with all these wild animals and things around you. You could be buckling into a spaceship and taking off into space and going exploring of the universe. You could be deep diving down underneath the ocean waters and living underwater. You could be solving some mystery that's happened in your area, whether the police want you involved or not. You could be law enforcement, FBI, FBI, police, U.S. Marshal, that sort of stuff, who has a case to solve, somebody to protect. You could be in the military or former military, and now you're not a vigilante, like in a bodyguard role, where you're protecting people or rescuing people as well. Is that as well? You could be a burned agent and you're on the run. People have got to shoot on, and there's a shoot on sight order out for you. There's a whole world out there that you can go exploring. You could be on the yacht in the middle of the ocean, just sailing away and enjoying and reflecting. There's a whole different way. You could be a traveler who just travels from one place to another. You could be a time traveler, traveling through time. There's just so much when you get into fiction books. There's just a whole different worlds that you could go and explore and have fun. And you could be, climb a tree and go through a portal in the cloud and hope that the cloud stays in place at the top of the tree so you can get back again. Otherwise, you've got to go running through different lands and things to find the hole to get back down onto the tree. There's so much that the world has. You could be somebody who's coping with a tragedy. You could be somebody who's chasing you, and you don't know why, and it's finding out why and who is it that's chasing you. Where can you go for protection? You could be the doctor who has a medical mystery that you have to solve. There is so much that can open up to you in the world of fiction, and that's what I loved about it. Is I could get away and go and sit in these quiet places and just get lost in the books. I still get lost in books these days. I actually have my favorite author has put out a new book. What's it called? Can't remember the name of it. Oh, damn. And I want to read, and I have read some of the other people's reviews in his, he has a private group for his readers. And I've read the other people's reviews and I'm like, ooh, this sounds like it could be better than To Live. Same author. And To Live, he brought out less than a year after Brad had passed. And that was left me very emotionally raw. And they said it's better than that. And I'm like, oh, I don't really want to feel emotionally vulnerable. I do at times anyway, but so I'm kind of having to gear myself up mentally to read the book, but we'll see where it goes. But anyway, I have to go. I got to get back to work. We need your family tree questions for our family tree answer podcast that's starting very, 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 very soon. We are not doing a family tree answers tonight. We're saving the questions we have coming in now for when we start the podcast very, very soon. So go have a super fantastic sparkling tune-up Tuesday, and we will catch you guys later this evening around 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.